And separate geometry in some places. Do I need to separate before we can delete? We in here? Yo, what up, hero? How you doing? I'm making water. Making water for Scooby-Doo. I'm gonna drench Shaggy. Oh, the scene is upside down, and I hate myself for forgetting that. Gone way too far with this being upside down. Look at the Discord? Yeah, give me a second. General? Game vote? There's no game vote. Oh, I see. Technical difficulties with the new GPU. I mean, this a new GPU? Just mentioning since it too can split sections. How would I split in the simulation stuff though? Why would this change? Is it only the first batch that goes out? No, I wouldn't say so. It's giving me a new trajectory. Oh yeah, they kind of do get a new trajectory at some point for some reason. Does this have to go into both? Then it builds up. In general, would I be interested in naming a robot? Maybe. Maybe. What does the robot do exactly? Wait, what is today? Today's Wednesday? So for Booster Greg, today was secret stream anyway. So at least there's that. Wonder what's up with GPU. Tired. GPU. Hasn't he been running that GPU for a while now? They like all go out and then at some random point they all just start going weird. I have no idea. Ask for future knowledge. A couple of robots you need to build, but you can't think of names. I'll do my best to help. Oh man. Okay, I guess I'm watching that. I'm a life say I'll do my best, right? I don't want to let you down. But that's also a possibility. I'm laying myself down. Why does it change? So we don't do this. I want to confirm because I feel like I'm going crazy. I change angle all of a sudden. Looks fine. It's just the delete. Something weird going on with that. Hmm. Get tight enough to fit in the tub. It's not seating well in Booster's PC? That might be the problem. Oh, I think he was talking about GPU droop. I think they have brackets for that. But you can also probably shove an Amazon box in there, because they come in all sorts of sizes. That's not too bad. Do need to figure out how to cull the bottom though. So, is separate enough? Or would separate probably just give me the same problems, right? Delete geometry should be good. We just need to get the position rotated or something. Kind of becomes too small. Okay. Only other thing, that's towels, and I guess the towel rack. Towel rack kind of needs some cylinders at base. Let's see if we can do that. That shouldn't be too bad. I just need sample curve. We're putting a curve into this. That in, need 2. One's factor 1. come on, select the second one, please. I'm not even close to the first one. Get out of here. There, finally. Okay, join. And I did not realize that I reused this. This one, rotate, 90. I think blur, make it a little bit rounder. Position. Not too bad, and then we could crisp up edges if we need to. Okay, that's on, that's good. Maybe a spiderweb generator. That, bring the towels in. We'll leave the towels. I should even be doing skating today, but we're not. Okay. What I actually want to do is spiderweb. get the web done. I feel like we're not really missing anything. We just need to throw the towels in and Shaggy and we'll be all set. So I guess we're going to go through each point. We're going to try and find closest point. Sample nearest surface. Sounds right. And then we'll put in some object to be sampled. Position. Okay. We need to subtract 3 points. Okay. Length, we do this compare. We get switch. Why does switch hate switching? It's fine with that. Okay, sure. I don't know if I can do this. This might actually need the repeat. Though I think there is the hack around repeat where if you're in the context of setting a position, you are repeating. So if you create like a curve with points, those points can be your sort of repeat node. Like not well. Okay, so that's the position. We're just gonna find closest point on each mesh for each point on this plane. Keep subdividing the plane. We'll try and find a point closest to, and we'll probably just move it to that position. This could be one node where we just find points that are closest. We have another thing that like creates a number of connections, and then wherever we cross, we'll create another set of connections, maybe. Oh, all right, so it's 4:30. Let me take a quick break. And I'll be back soon and we'll continue Spiderweb. Name this. Okay. BRB. Okay, and we're back. This will put points on the surface. How do we do the next step? I want curves to connect everything. Can we do one curve? I don't know. This is where I want to repeat. Not gonna lie, I feel like that would make this easy mode. Or I could say, let's repeat 10 times, making a curve and putting it places. Wonder if we can cheat. So if we like distribute points on faces, is there any way to then use those new points to connect a curve? We make like a curve line. We resample that curve. Resampled curve. Need to set position. Is there a point info? It'll be a sample. What exactly would points to vertices do? How would I make vertices into a mesh after that? Or does that mesh? Is this just a mesh now? So if we have this thing stretched to wherever it should be, then we sample points on that, put the points into points to vertices. Can we join geometry points plus position? That way we get the original outline. We join those with the new points. That becomes a mesh magically somehow. So I should also have the original shape too. For truly debugging. Okay, so now we need to put objects in. Floor. So object 1 will be floor, object 2 will be let's do tile wall. chance we need to actually put in some geometry. Here, need you to saran wrap. Okay, what does that do? Maybe it's not just position. Maybe have to offset by our object, self object. Oh, great. And then we put that into an object info. Okay, at least that's not the worst thing I've seen. We put the location in here, we add it. That. Then we put this in sample position. Hmm. Okay, let's debug it. We're gonna look, hopefully draw a point at the position that we're sampling. Oh, wait, they're being drawn. Like, where? Why are you so tiny? Scale's 1. Why are you so problem? Hmm. confused. There is something. Let's try 1 point for each. Wait, really? You need to put one in. No. Where's this point? Why is it there? Okay. Relative. Cool. Okay, that kind of works. Okay, that kind of works. Maybe we extrude in? And if there's a way to like... Oh, then we could extrude in again. We're gonna try extrude. We're gonna try a subdivide. So there's a chance. What if we subdivide first? Okay, getting things stretched would also be nice. Right now it pulls itself onto one or the other. I don't get why it's planar. Maybe. Need to figure out how to get decent texture on them. Hmm. Alright, I think I know the next step. Took me a while to get my brain engaged, but it's almost there. I think we need something that is a threshold of when to actually stick and when not to stick. So I'll make a tube. And then this is going to be... Oh, we need another number. Here we float. Give me... Dash thresh. Not an integer. No one wants that. Float. Okay, so we'll need to use a selection because we're going to blur everything that's not in this, otherwise it'll be very square. So we kind of want to do a switch. Maybe a vector. I'm going to throw the position in. If false, we need to compare. Alright, we put the length in. That should still switch them. And then this switch, if this is greater than the threshold, attach thresh. And we're going to end up switching between this position and this. That's backwards, we can do less than. Oh, that's interesting. Can get it to double over on itself now. Like, that's a little weird to me. Or you're just a plane. That explains some stuff. Wow. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Hope you're good. Good luck with the haircut. I wouldn't personally get a haircut before anything important. I'd give it time to grow out, but that's me. You take more risks than I do. But I hope you have a good time. If you need to run, I understand. Yeah, hey, Grimy Badger raid people. It's me, the Danger. You know me, hopefully. Working on a... Well, right now I'm working on the intro to Scooby-Doo in Blender. Because I need more paint in my life or something. Right now, specifically working on a node graph that's gonna let us do, like, spiderwebs. That's kind of the idea. Usually it's a mech sim in a fantasy world called Macablo. What's up, Crumb? How you doing? Raid and dip? That's fine. Later, Grimy. So weird. Okay, I want to get like the middle in the middle. I want to get the edges stuck. That is the goal. Hmm. Imagine. Let's actually look at what that like. Sticking stuff. It's like a little tricky. Because I'd rather deal with simpler shapes and then get them to subdivide and adhere. That also means I don't get control over those. Unless if I blur, it's probably gonna work in the opposite direction that I want. But then if I move this away, Almost kinda. Still doing the Scooby intro? Yes. Shaggy has to fall into the shower, and we have to do this grody looking shower. Oh, let me show you what else we did. I'm proud. We finally figured out how to do simulations. Let's make sure this is gonna look good. Drop the overlay. Okay, ready? Ready for this? We got water, get shower. Everything you see is nodes. Except for the shower head. Don't worry about the shower head. Everything you see is nodes. Node bathtub, node feet, node handles, node pipe setup, node thing, node tiles, node water. It's all nodes. It's coming soon, the danger bathroom set for all of your haunted mansion needs. I'm psyched about this. We still have that slight thing in. Okay, there's some bugs in literally every node tree, but it all works well enough. That's the name of the game. Well enough. Spiderweb. I didn't fully think this one through. This ish. I don't quite get how it skips here, but this is fine. Hello, math. We'll get it. Oh, thank you, Jonna. I'm glad you like my shower. Working with nodes equals super impressive. Not trying to downplay, just you don't know anything about working with nodes. It's a lot like code, except instead of calling functions, you're plugging outputs into inputs of nodes. Yeah, it really is just kind of different. Like you get a 3D space instead of a 2D space. Things are still relatively linear, but you get to like spread it out into different sections, like functions, except the functions need to have lines that go to them and from them. You still like add input variables. You still have output variables if you need outputs. All done in Blender? Yes, sir. Because this is torture month, where I torture myself with doing everything in Blender. It started as a learning exercise, and then I learned enough about Blender, and now it's just pain. But that's okay, because the procedural node stuff is really cool. Like, legitimately, if I'm going to make, like, a flower, I'm going to want to make a flower that I can, like, toggle a seed on and get a couple different variations. So that way I make one and I can get, like, you know, a dozen. Torture. It is a little bit. The nodes are probably the best part of Blender. It's kind of... Nodes have to be cohesive from some point, because everything needs to be a node. or have a way to like put data into the node system or get data out of the node system. So that's kind of like what you have to deal with. It's really just like nodes, a couple weird things to put data in and a couple weird things to get data out. I'm having fun, then why not? I mean, yeah. there's some things that I question that I do sometimes. I'm always looking for ways to have fun. Game development's fun. It's a puzzle every single day. Okay, so a friend and I, who are going to be talking after stream, have been toying with the idea. He has found a way to get meshes to stream, I guess, into Unity, and that includes the output of Blender. So he can have a live Blender session, export nodes into live or runtime Unity. It's like all of a sudden, all of this procedural stuff, if we can get it to run in game when we need something to like animate and deform, but not in a traditional way, like we should be able to do that. Right now, we've been discussing, and it would be a lot of overhead of having to like start Blender in the background, probably with like a specific scene in mind. Press play. Hopefully you can throw a command to press play, and then just like clean up Blender when you're done. And then also, I haven't checked the library, like however you would make the stream link. But anyway, like the pieces are there in theory. So it's cool to be able to play with this and have the idea that maybe we can be doing, I would say, cutting edge visuals. I've never seen much generative geometry in games. Beyond like meta balls, which look kind of cheap, which is like marching cubes, or I don't know, there's like curve stuff. There's like a couple of things, but this really does open everything up. So, super psyched about that. And yeah, as for you were talking about making nodes for yourself to develop stuff. I made nodes in Unity just for fun because we were talking about having a more murder board to plan things and make connections between random like cards with words on them. I turned that into a dialogue system. And I don't have regrets yet. But yeah, I like it. It's a good way to go. If you're even still here, not getting your ears lowered. Okay, I guess the question is, we'd only really want to attach. Okay, so if we only attach the original points, right? We only attach the original points, and then we blur everything else. Even though I was still thinking about blurring this. Yeah, let's throw this through a blur. It's not this stuff. Blur has to be my favorite node because it just does what it says it's going to do. When is Houdini month? Oh, Catless. Yeah, friend was talking about Houdini too. Possibly, but there's also a chance that we can get, imagine in Unity, right, running a game, and we could have like Blender nodes. Oh yeah, and if you didn't catch that, um, there is right now. I've seen an example with my own two eyes of Blender geonodes being manipulated and live streaming into Unity, from what I understand. And because you like, so I did my first game in Maya, which was a mistake because I can't redistribute Maya as a render engine. Right, that's was dumb of me. But Blender, you can you can pack Blender with any game that you want to distribute, and you can have it run in the background if you want. And then I actually looked into again what you told me like last year almost about Blender apps being like a version of Blender that you build with only the parts of Blender that you need. And I'm like, well, clearly we need Blender apps to build a small version of Blender to run in the background and stream geometry node stuff into Unity. Fun to see. Catless, you have to be here to help me. Between you and Cryogy, I would have no Blender knowledge at all. Might take a while. Yeah, when I uh with dude, talk with dude after stream, I'm gonna ask if he can record a small demo because I it was impressive, unless I was mistaken. Oh, for the modular app stage. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, right now you can just have big clunky Blender, which is not the slowest program to load, surprisingly. So like I would have hope, and I wouldn't mind loading it in the background, right? Like before you go into a boss level, you'd load up Blender in the background. You would start whatever, effect. You'd have Blender set up to do probably simulation, just so you can keep stepping through time. I definitely have done weird things about generating meshes that are like undulating using sine and time. There's definitely something there. Maybe some random, you know? But like the little things, sprinkle them together to get whatever effect you want. And then once the boss is over and you're playing the cinematic, you like close Blender down in the background. I'm not quite at that stage yet, but maybe sometime next year. That is, if we have even more proof that it works. Okay, this in, get out another set position. Yeah, I am interested in Houdini, definitely. Oh, that's better. Just need to be blurred all along. Yeah, I could try Houdini. I don't know. That would be hard. I don't have a Houdini expert to tell me that I'm a fool. That's an important part. Okay, and now with selection, wherever we actually attached, we just do one. Oh, but that's based off that length. I need a new distance. And I do want to use Houdini. We just need to, how do we trap a Houdini expert in a humane and completely legal way? By the way, what the spooter do? Uh, for like the spiderweb notes? I was just trying to get something to just attach to things. And it mostly works, except that it peels itself off at the corners, because of course it does. We just need to get the ones that actually attach. Hmm. Okay, need to invert a bool. Let's try this. Hopefully we don't have to get into a completely different context. But we do. Because that's which place it goes to. Okay. Switches between the length. This is the bool for if it matched the thresholds. How do we jump it? Oh, we need to probably store? Capture? Spiderweb sounds fun? I thought so too. It's kind of fun so far. I also feel like there's a million ways to do this. Part of me thinks instead of subdividing, doing extrusions. Because if you extrude in, like if you have a nice bumpy n-gon, so probably not a quad, but like needs more than that, and then you extrude in, you could get that kind of like, not spiraling, but at least concentric circle thing. I don't really know how we would draw on each edge, but it's a start. Again, you might not need to. If you could just find a way to get the UVs to unwrap radially, so that way you can do a texture that's straight on, and it wraps it around the circle. Because yeah, at some point you need to put a texture on there, right? Unless we do hairs. Imagine doing one where it just attaches hairs. What I want to do. I think I need repeat. Even if I don't really need it, it's gonna be like my cozy safety blanket. This is good. Should it bunch up? Oh, maybe I just do it so it's not on the edges? Or we just have another attached thrush? which would look like we need a tract, we need the length, we need the less than. Okay, so the position minus, do we have to sample again? Can I just do this? We just have a million of these scattered. For a round thing, you might try to pick a point, fire a wild amount of raycats around, draw curves. The draw curves, you say that very casually. That's the one I'm most curious about. How would you draw multiple curves? And yeah, I think just stop there. How would you draw multiple curves without creating each curve? Like, is that where we need repeat? Hopefully make them an arc for a gravity effect. Yes, I was thinking about that too. Resample to points, hopefully manage to connect the dots in order with more curves. Yeah, depending on the spider, if you could just get one curve to connect to random index picks of points, you know what I mean? Like if we do this, right? And then we do a distribute points on face. We use all of those points to connect one curve. And then we do that maybe again with random order, and they would hopefully crisscross in a lot of places. I think that would cover at least one type of spider, which is a little bit more disorganized, a little bit more polygonal than round. But again, okay, so placing the points randomly, that's probably accessible, right? Oh yeah, but hold on. Finish the thought. Once you do that, you have one curve stretched out, then you subdivide it or resample it, I guess, to like double or triple the points on it. You droop everything. Okay, this is going to fail. But in general, the idea is that you would droop everything if the vertex angle is sharp. Because, yeah, when you subdivide the, should I call it like Brownian motion? Just like that scrambled curve. Once you subdivide that, wherever there was a sharp angle, that's going to be an attachment point. What do you attach to? No, alright, this is falling apart. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so wait, this is sampling. I'm regretting my life decisions. We should have probably turned this, something that switches and outputs closest point, into a node group so we can reuse. And only now do I see it. Pop that over there. This is garbage-ish. Distribute points. That was an idea that we followed through on. And points to verts. Yeah, that was a magical train of thought. It probably would have never bore fruit. Cut. This one's gluing. This one's switching. Like this is what we'd want. Okay, your input geometry. That's whatever. Your subdivide math. Whatever. Calculus. I know I said a lot of things, but I am very curious in how you would do multiple curves. I guess I could use simulations now. But stepping through time to get an asset that I would then have to like apply the modifier on. Not ideal. We'll get to it eventually once repeat comes. Okay, so that's the point. Sample this. And this. Position just needs to be put out. So that will be the same as putting the position in. It will sample the two objects we put in. What is B? Supposed to be attachment threshold? Excuse me. This, we also do length. We don't want that at all. Where's my voice going? I want my voice back. Okay, so we throw the switch to the output. This switch can also go to the output. And I think we get rid of B. I think B is attachment thresholds. I don't think we want that. This is P. Get out of here, just delete. Didn't put out which one was the closest mesh. That in there, and then I don't know why Switch doesn't want to work with geometry at all today. I don't get it. So it just won't work, right? How is the position not working? The sample position. Objects in. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, we used an arbitrary number to get there, but that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Not right now, we don't. Okay, now that's a little jank. But it works. Kind of webby. I'm gonna dupe it just in case. And what happens when I move it around? Spiderwebs do that all the time, right? There's a red line. I know, Cryogy, teach me how to get rid of this stupid red line. Oh, hold on. Let's show you where the real red line is. So we have a less than, right? Which is a perfectly good bool. It's being used in a bunch of places. I just need to switch both a float, which is the length between this point and a geometry, and, you know, also the same switch for which geometry was the closest. And for some reason, it just hates the geometry. So teach me, Cryogy. How do we remedy this stupid red line that I, in my heart of hearts, believe is a personal attack from the Blender devs? Because it's the same thing. I need it in the same place to be giving me a slightly different piece of data from the same operation. I don't get it. I mean, there's no like circular logic. It's not plugging into something that's going into it. Not like I'm putting something in that's not a bool. Teach me. Why would Switch do this to me? What happens if I hit M? I mean, the red line's still there, but at least it's kind of stealth mode. It's probably pretty similar. I don't know. Keep having this problem. Randomly switches stop working. You put in the bool and it's like, that bool ain't no friend of mine. Wait patiently for your response. Code is if user triple equals, yeah, because you use sane programming languages, Cryogy. Insert random shit. Yes, this is precisely what I'm saying. A targeted attack, and now you're proving it. Showed me the code exactly. Goes wide. Okay, this system has its moments. Though, you know, it might not actually be attaching to anything. Or maybe the blur is too high. Actually, a pointer, yes. Yeah, they wouldn't hard code random shit just for me. That's insanity. They're definitely better devs than that when they're trying to troll me. So yeah, how does a position not plug into a vector? Can you explain that one to me? Here's a sample position. It used to be position. Subtype. Translation? Because you are a point in space. XYZ. That's the one I'm looking for. Does that change things? No. I still like hates it. I don't know. I mean, yes, like really, random shit gets added for me. I am special for some reason, because no one else complained loud enough to have this heard. I don't know anyone else that's like having troubles plugging vectors into vectors. What is your subtype? You don't even show your subtype. It's a luxury I can't even afford. This might also want to be attached. The attached threshold. It's a thing. It's a thing. Clap for me. Tell me how wonderful I am. Tell me how you can't. Oh wait, I need to smooth it. Everything you said before is lies. I need that all again once we do this to smooth shade. Yeah, here we go. Ooh. Ah. Yes. Shower me in praise. The wonder of a half-working node. And we'll maybe place that around the bathroom and finally get Shaggy slipping and sliding into this tub tomorrow. Because now I have more confidence that we have all the stuff we need. We have the shower running. We'll bring the towel in. We'll bring Shaggy in. We're going to put a few cobwebs around. I gotta go. You already had to give up hating that switch node. Tried so many times to use it like that, and well, round sockets and diamond sockets just don't fit. Oh, holy macaroni! Wait, you like my bathroom? Did you know the shower works? Are you impressed yet? Anywho, I gotta run away. The running will commence. Might dump you at productive time though. Can we get a chair stream? That's the question. Can we get the chair tonight? Yes. Of course we can. Because we are in sync with the doggo. Not impressed? Cryogy, come back tomorrow. We'll try again. You thought it was way later and I was off? I'm about to be off and it's about to be late. Flabbergasted? I'm sorry. Tomorrow we'll get it. It looks exactly like a cartoon? Thank you. This is so cool. Because it's Blender, Cryogy? That it? Go later, Grimy. Thanks for the raid. Alright, yeah. Do the way thing. Thank you all my lurkers, my chads, my VOD watchers. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today. I hope you can join me again tomorrow between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be doing this again tomorrow. Hopefully better. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Hope you jump in the Discord if you want. Link in the description below. Find out when I go live. Show us what you're working on. Or get at us with the random topics. Anywho, that's me for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Goodbye.